Hi guys, so welcome back. It's day 2, Saturday morning of our 2-week series here. So show you guys what we have to do today. So last night we sanitized and soaked our pea seeds so we can cross that out. And now Saturday morning we got to plant pea and sunflower. And for our Thursday harvest we'd have to unstack and place under lights the pea and sunflower, so we don't have to do that because we haven't planted those yet. So all we have to do this morning is just plant our pea and sunflower. So these have been soaking for 11 hours. It's 8 in the morning here. Last night it was around 9 o'clock when I was doing this. So we'll start with the sunflower. All I do now is I just want to give them a good rinse to get the kind of, I guess, what I call the soak film off of them. And you can see just how, try to get that in a good view without spilling, just how colored that, this is the sunflower seed, the water kind of looks like a lemonade or a iced tea color. So dump that out. And then I just give these a good rinse. And another way you can also do it is, you do it that way. I've also seen people actually just fill up this bucket a little ways. I guess you want to rinse out the bucket first because it'll have that film on the walls and the sides of it. You can also just fill it up with some water, have your seeds in there, and then you can just move them around with your hands in the water, kind of agitate it. It's another way you can do it. I usually just do this 2 to 3 times, and that should be good enough. And what I like to do is just have them hanging for a little while, kind of get any more of that, just let the water kind of drain out. So see, I just have it around our kitchen cabinet handle there, just hanging in the bucket, and then any water just drops to the bottom of the bucket and I can dump it out. It's not a big deal. I just found if you're scooping out of there, you might get, like, your last scoop has a lot of water on it. Doesn't really lead to any problems, but just something we do. And now this one is the peas. I'll show you guys. You can see same thing, the water's kind of like that iced tea color. And I'll actually grab a pea seed out for you guys. And you can see just how much they expanded overnight. So the first time I did this, soaking my peas, I didn't have anywhere near enough water. Kind of had like the pea seeds in there, and then just right above the peas I had the water level, and then as they expanded overnight it basically ran out of water, so I had to just start over, like sanitize new seeds and have more water. So that's one thing. Just, I don't know, have 3 to 4, even 5 times the amount of volume of water to seed. You should be good. So I'll show you guys if I can zoom in on these seeds. It's hard to see with this camera, but you can see just how much, we got the pea on the left, that's the unsoaked pea, and we got the pea on the right is the soaked peas, so it almost doubled in size. So it's kind of a tip I have, just don't do what I did the first time I was growing these and not have enough water. So same thing. You gotta rinse these to get the soak film off of the peas. You can see that water. Same kind of iced tea color as the sunflower seeds have. And this water is just kind of, it's just warm. It's not cold, but it's not hot. It's the same thing. You can also put some water in this bucket. You can put your peas in. Then you just move them around with your hands. Do that kind of 2 to 3 times. I've actually noticed no difference in either way that we do it. You know, whether it's just in the sink and we're kind of moving around, or do it in the bucket. Both ways are fine, so it's completely up to you how you want to do it. So I did over there, just same thing as we were doing with the sunflowers, wrapped around the handles. Oops. Camera fell down there. Wrapped it around the handles, just kind of hanging in the bucket. It's not a must do, just one of the things we do. And now what I'll do is, the only bad part about using like these laundry bags for the sunflower seed, I'll just put this on the lid here. So you can see, just a little bit of water in there, nothing too crazy. But as I was saying, the only bad part about using these laundry bags is it really speeds up the process at every step of the stage, but getting the sunflower seeds out can be a bit of a challenge. So I know some people just drill holes on the top of their lid and then they strain it that way, which might be a way to do it. We just use these bags, laundry bags, and you can see it's not too bad. All the seeds fell out. Sometimes, you know, you'll get seeds stuck in the corner of them, and then you just gotta kind of fold it inside out. Just can be time consuming compared to just straining it. But now we've got our sanitized and soaked seeds in the bucket and they're ready to plant. And then I'll just do the same thing with the peas. And then we'll go over to the grow room. So you can see just a little bit of water in there. Pump it out. It's actually the peas that are being more challenging today than the sunflower. That should be good enough, I guess, for the sake of the video. With the rest out. So So that'll do it for this step. You can see we got our nice sanitized and soaked pea seeds ready to be planted. So I'll meet you guys over in the grow room and I'll show you guys how we plant our pea and sunflower seed. See you guys there. Hi guys, so we're in our grow room now and temperature was actually a little cold. I just used one of these digital, kind of tells you the temperature and humidity. So our humidity is 28% and the temperature right now is 64 degrees Fahrenheit. I just got this little heater started up because it is springtime. So hopefully that'll bring the temperature up. Kind of like it around that 70 to 75. I mean, at this time of year. In the summertime it gets up to 80, 85 and that's fine as well. But so yeah, that will be, if you kind of hear that heater going, that's why we have that running, just to bring the temperature up during the germination phase. So we grow our pea and sunflower seeds with soil. This is the soil I like best right now. It's just this Pro Mix premium all-purpose mix. And the reason I like this soil, it's, you know, it's readily available. I can get it pretty much year-round at Costco, Canadian Tire, Home Depot. One of those places will have it for different times of the year. And it's, you know, it's been pathogen tested and I've just had great luck with it. So that's the reason we use that. When we got started, you know, we tried a lot of different soils. You just gotta find what works best for you. That's what we use. So I'll show you. The only downside with this soil though is I had to just build a soil sifter, and I'll sift some soil just so you guys can see firsthand what I'm talking about. It's not a big deal, but there's like little twigs and kind of stuff like that, you know, get in when you're trying to level out your trays and everything. You might have like a kind of a piece of wood or something at the top and you're just losing kind of production space in your 10-20 tray because your seeds aren't going to germinate. So we do sift our soil, and that's really the only flaw I can see on that soil. But so how we grow our pea and sunflower, both of them, is kind of a 2-tray system. We've got a tray with holes, 10-20, and then we've got a tray with no holes. So the tray with no holes goes on the bottom, the tray with holes goes on top of that, and then we'll just put 3 liters of dirt in each tray. So I'll pause the camera now and I'll show you guys when we're sifting soil so you can see what that's all about. Alright guys, so I got my soil sifter set up. So I actually just set a 10-20 tray in here. And these Pro Mix bags are like a compressed bale. So the soil is really compressed. So you can see it comes in these like kind of big chunks and everything. So you can imagine if you were trying to like get a nice seed bed in your 10-20 tray, how difficult that would be to get a nice flat level bed. So that's the other reason we sift our soil. It just makes it a really nice and fluffy type soil, easy to work with. You can just level it out with your hands, and then we use a soil tamper to get a nice level soil bed. So that's another benefit of sifting your soil. And typically we do our soil work in another room, or we do it outside. But it's just easier to film if it's all in one place. So all I do is I just rub it kind of over with my hands. And then you can see just kind of little twigs and everything. Let's see if I can bring that camera a little closer for you guys so you can see that. So you can see on there just different types of material and twigs. So what I usually do is I'll just go dump that outside on our compost pile. So we're actually a little low on soil, so what I'll do is I'll sift some more soil and then I'll show you guys when we're ready to put the soil in our 10-20 tray. So I just sifted quite a bit of soil, and I thought this might be, you know, a better example to show you guys. There's just these type of, you know, little twigs on there that they're on the surface of your soil bed. That's what it'll cause your seeds not to germinate because the roots can't go down into the soil. They're pressing against the wood, so you can see just kind of how much we got there. A lot of little different twigs. So only downside to this soil, but I mean, that pretty much filled up our Rubbermaid bucket, so I'll go and throw this on our compost pile, and then I'll show you guys when we're putting soil in our trays. Talk to you guys then. Okay guys, so I'm back inside now, and we'll start putting the soil in our trays. So what I do is for each 10-20 tray, these are the shallow ones, so they're 1.25 inches tall. I just use a 3-liter beaker, just dump the soil in there. So 3 liters in each 10-20 tray is what we use for peas and sunflower. I guess for all our crops, we haven't changed it up. So then I just use my hands. You make sure you want to wash your hands before you do any soil work, or wear gloves. And I just use my hand to kind of make a nice flat. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to use the soil tamper to tamp it down to make a nice level bed. So let's see if I can bring this in close for you guys. Kind of see these. So you can see, they're not perfectly flat by any means, but they're, I guess, flat enough that once we put the soil tamper, soil press on it, it'll make a nice level bed for our seeds. So all I do is just push it down. Now, I'm going to show you guys these. You can kind of see like how nice and flat and level it is. Just makes for a nice surface to kind of spread your seeds out against. And for me, when you're stacking them, then they're all level and they stack nice and they germinate well. So we'll start with the peas. And when I first got started, I used this little scoop, and I'd go like 1, 2 to, I don't know, 2.5 scoops. Forget what it was. Try to make sure I had it all even. And now, once I've been doing it for a while, I just dump the seeds out on each tray. And then if I have too much on one tray, I'll just... It's actually made a mistake there with the pea seed. We water them first. So I will pause this video and clean that up, and I'll show you guys that step. Okay, so this is a little unfortunate. I'm unable to get all the seeds off of the dry seed bed. You can see, some pea seeds still on here. So usually what I do is I'll water this first, and then I'll put our pea seeds on there. So what I'll do now is I'll just water it. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. We'll see what happens. I guess that's why we do a few practice crops once we get back into the cycle of it. But so normally I use a hose. My hose is outside in the shed. I think it's like minus 11 degrees Celsius, and it was frozen this morning, a chunk of it, so I got that thawed. So normally we use a hose with just a wand on it and we go over top, but today I'll be using just a standard watering jug. So I'll show you guys that. So I just go back and forth, try to cover the whole tray with water. I get a lot of questions, how much water for 10-20 tray. I don't have a good answer for that, like how many cups that would be. It's something I really worried about when I first got started growing microgreens. how much water to use, and then after a while, you honestly do just get the hang of it, how much water to water each one. So you can see, it doesn't look too bad where I can get all the peas off, but so what I do now, same thing as before. I'll just dump some out on each tray. And I'll just use my hands to move them around. Try to get this so you guys can see all the trays. So the main thing is you don't want a whole bunch stacked on top of each other, because then that'll lead to a lot of kind of mold issues and everything. So you just want to get it as flat as possible. You know, then the seeds are all touching the soil, helps with your germination rates and your crop yields at the end of it. So you can see, you know, it's not perfectly distributed, but it's pretty good. And then what we do is we just stack them on top of each other. So I usually stack 3 trays at a time, and then for the top tray, use a 10-20 tray with no holes. I'll just put that on top. And then we use 3 of these 5-pound bricks. And the only reason I use these is honestly because they were outside. There's like these nice, I think they're called paver, 16-inch paver stones. Like they're gray and they're, put the whole tray. And I think they'd have a lot more even distribution, but these are what I use just because they were in our backyard for free. So I use 3 of them. I just set them on the tray. 1, 2, 3. And then that weight just helps with the blackout. You know, then all the trays are pressing down on each other, and then it helps push the seeds, like the roots, into the soil. And that weight, as the plants start to kind of sprout, and that helps make a thicker, kind of stronger stem, so you get a stronger plant. It's made a world of difference. Like if you do a trial where you have no weight compared to you have weight, you'll notice a significant difference in your yields and the quality of your crops. So that's how we do it. So what I'll do now is I'll just clean all these up, clean this table up, and then I'll come back and I'll show you guys how we plant our sunflower seeds. Hi guys, so got our surface cleaned off here, and now we'll do our sunflower seeds. I recommend, if you guys haven't, I have a link below where you guys can download our pea and our sunflower microgreen grow guides. It'll tell you, you know, step by step exactly what we're doing here, so you guys can reference those while you're growing your own crops of pea and sunflower. So same thing, we'll have a 10-20 tray with no holes at the bottom. So we got 3 of those. And then we got our 10-20 tray with holes that sits on top of that. And then for each one of these, again, we use 3 liters of soil. Same thing again, you just want to make this kind of nice level bed. Doesn't have to be perfect. Grab your soil press. Press it down. Then if you see a spot, here's a good example. Kind of what I'm looking for. Is if you can see in this corner right here, just how it's, a little bit lower. Kind of want to just, whoops, it's hard to move this tripod around. What I'll do now is I'll just grab, a little bit of soil out of the container. Just move it in there. And then press it down. Pretty simple, but it's one of the things you want to keep an eye out for. You don't want like a bunch of seeds to get stuck in there. It might lead to, poor germination or even mold issues and that. So now that you got your nice flat level beds, you want to water. So actually this one I used last time. So we water before we put our seeds on. And then same thing with the sunflower seeds. Try to get them spread out the best we can. You can see inside the bucket how many stick in there, so I'll just use my hand to scoop these out. And then you just want to spread them out as evenly as you can. So you can see they're all spread out. It's not, I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it's good enough. So now what we do is we'll just take the 3 trays, stack them on top of each other. And the one thing you want to watch for is just if you look down along here, you want to make sure the tray's sitting inside the tray below. Like you don't want it on the edge, because then you won't be getting good contact with the tray below. So you won't have like those seeds being pressed into the soil. So just grab 3 of these bricks. I'll just set them on there, and then I'll put them on the trays for the racks, I guess. Like I said, I'll clean them up first. So the only bad part about these trays, as you can see, they get kind of dirt along the side. So I don't want that on the grow rack. So I'll just pause this video, clean this up, and then I'll talk to you guys after that. Alright guys, so I got all the sides wiped off on these trays. So now, once we got the bricks on there, just take them down, put them on the rack. So I'll show you guys how they're just sitting down there. So that wraps it up for today. You know, now they're in their kind of blackout germinating phase. So they'll sit like this for the next couple days. And if you guys have any questions about anything we covered today, you know, please just leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them for you, provide any suggestions or clarify anything that might be unclear for you. If you have any suggestions for myself, you know, how I could improve what we're doing, I'd love to hear that too. So that wraps it up for today, guys. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. It'll be Sunday morning. It's a pretty light day. We try to take Sunday off, or just come quickly in the morning, check on our crops, water anything that needs water, just so we have pretty much a full day of rest. So we'll talk to you guys then. Thanks for watching.